I thought this is a pretty interesting realization here. This young woman made on TikTok, and I don't think it's like as brutal of a cell phone as some people are saying, but I do think it's a really important topic because it's the college versus trade school argument. Now, I've never been a college is for everyone, and I've also never been a trade school is for everyone. And I think that, ultimately everybody has their best path, and some people don't need either, right? Some people you just learn a trade. You don't need to actually go to some school and pay somebody else to teach you. Maybe your dad or mom taught you how to do something, or you got a job when you were 18 at, Amazon, you worked your way up, or, whatever the case is. It's also, that's not for everyone, but this is pretty hilarious. This is a woman with a master's degree versus her husband who has a high school diploma or trade school, and he makes 10 times as much money as her. Again, this isn't to dismiss university. Like I have a master's degree too. I have a master's degree from University of Wisconsin, Whitewater. I'm very proud of it. I worked very hard to get it. Did it necessarily help me? Nope. It taught me some valuable skills. It opened a few doors for me, but if I was doing it all over again in 2024, I probably would not have went to college. I would have, been able to try to learn on my own, or try to, schools, there was a time when you could only get a lot of these types of lessons at a school, but now you can go and you can learn all about economics if you want. You can do, whatever you want. You can learn whatever you want online nowadays. Let's take a look. College versus trade school. Wife points out the differences between her master's degree and her husband's high school, then trade school.
So everyone pushes college, 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 and I went to college. I have a master's degree. I make very good money for my age.
By the way, I was told by a woman that telling a woman anything with the qualifier for your age is not actually a compliment. So you're not supposed to tell women they look good for their age. That's what I was told. Now, I don't know how old she is. She's probably in her mid-30s.
My husband did not go to college, and I've talked about this on here before, and I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand it, so I'm going to throw it into perspective for you, and I say it not to brag, but to hopefully help any of you. I have a college degree. He has a high school diploma. He went to trade school right after high school. He got his certificates and everything, and here we go. So this past July, he had already brought home more than my gross salary.
That's actually probably close to 4 times. He's earning 4 times what she is. If I'm guessing, she's probably $60,000 to $80,000 a year. I'm guessing is what she makes. If your take home after paying 40% taxes is more than her entire gross, he's earning way more than double.
This year. Come December, he will have quadrupled my salary.
Oh, there you go. I was right there. Yeah, 4 times.
Quadrupled it. If he decides to pick up overtime on a weekend, a 2-day weekend, if he picks up overtime, he brings home that weekend, just in those 2 days, more than I make in a 2-week check. I have a master's degree. He has a high school diploma.
I mean, she's probably a teacher. Yeah, that's probably a reasonable guess. She looks like she could have an OnlyFans. She'd probably make more on that. This is the thing about trades. This is the thing that South Park perfectly, encapsulated when the handyman was like a multimillionaire. I don't think she's like being like, I think she's owning it.
So that reason right there is why I will not push college on anyone. If you think
I'm guessing now, I'm now thinking, I'm confirming that she must be a teacher. Because that's why you'd push college. I mean, it's likely she's a teacher. Now, he has real skills. She has a piece of paper.
that college is not for you and you want to try a trade school, obviously look into it, see if you think that you have what it takes, and then 100% do it. Do it. I don't think that enough people are talking about this. And it is 100% worth it if you stick with it. He's been doing it for 8 years, so obviously he has made his way up the ladder. But if he leaves his job today, 100% guarantee he will make the exact same amount of money wherever else he decides to go.
The thing is, what she's pointing out, but part of the reality is, of trade school versus, a traditional university. You can be done with a trade school in 1 year, 1 to 2 years, right? Most of them. College is 4 to 5 years. If she has her master's degree, that means she used up 6 to 7 years of her life in college. So her husband got 7 years experience, 7 years worth of pay raises, 7 years worth of promotions, 7 years worth of, life experience. Also something that doesn't get talked about a lot in the trades that needs to is just how you should, or just how many entrepreneurial skills you learn. You learn a lot, you get a lot of entrepreneurial skills in the trades. A lot of people, learn, hey, it might take 6,000 hours to get my journeymans, but you're making $40 an hour on your way to that. And then once you get your journeymans, you're making $60 or $80 an hour. And meanwhile, your competition is sitting in school making nothing. On top of that, when you graduate, they'll have $50,000 in debt or more. You'll have zero debt because there's a great chance you'll have zero debt because many jobs require or will pay for your work. And yeah, she probably didn't get chosen for a master's degree.
I cannot stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. I am so jealous. Like, he doesn't have student debt.
There you go.
Nothing. And he's quadrupling my salary in 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you look at, while some students skip college, trade programs are booming. This is in April. It's almost 4 p.m. at the National Branch of Tennessee College and Applied Technology. Students in the auto collision repair night class are just starting their day. One sanding the seal off the bed of his '89 Ford F-350, another's patiently hammering out a banged-up fender. A third taking a break from working on his '03 Lexus IS300 to chat with some classmates. While almost every sector of higher education has fewer students registering for classes, many trade programs are thriving. Jones and his classmates seeking certificates and other short-term credentials, not associate's degrees, are part of that upswing. Trade programs are often more affordable than traditional four-year schools. I'll say always more affordable, probably. Students know it, and for many skilled trades, offer a more obvious path to a job. Look, even if you need, 6,000, 8,500 hours to get your journeymans, 10,000, I don't know what it is for master plumbers at 10,000, maybe more. You're also making money all along that way. You're getting raises all along that way. There are things that you go to four-year university for. Accounting, science, technology, maybe, although it depends. If you're going into like networking or things of that nature, you probably don't need a four-year degree in that. Computer programming, I wouldn't even go into school for that anymore. You're probably going to be replaced by AI in 2 years. You don't take a lot of BS courses about wokeness and gender studies. You go, you learn HVAC, you learn electrician, you become a plumber. Yeah, you may not, get that same, like, people may not react the same way to being a plumber, but times have changed. People know now, oh, you're an engineer? Oh, yeah, you're doing just fine. I have friends that work for the city, they're like road crew, they're like independent contractor road crew people. So like the city will contract them. These guys are making $200K a year in their 30s. High school educated. I think that, I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but I will say that when I was going to high school, four-year university was presented as the only option. They didn't even present tech schools. The only people they presented tech schools to were people who were getting bad grades. I mean, that's just the truth. If you were getting bad grades, they told you to go to a tech school. Now it's like, oh, wait, you don't want $100,000 in college debt? I mean, I spent about $100,000 in my college education. I think my master's degree was about $50,000, and my undergrad was, if I'm not including my living expenses, which you really should, that was probably another $50,000. Living expenses for those 4 years, it's not cheap. And now, oh, geez, that was in 2001 when I graduated. No, 2000 and I think I graduated high school in 2001. So I graduated college like 2007 with a master's degree. So that's 20 years ago. So that number is probably even higher. And it's good to see trade schools getting some more respect and getting, people understanding that, your 4D, your undergraduate degree doesn't actually buy you anything, doesn't get you any job, doesn't even really put you on a great path. You get a degree in plumbing, you go work for a plumber. You get a degree in electrical work, you become an electrician, you go work for an electrician. You get your HVAC certificates, you go work for an HVAC company. Very simple. You want to know who's making a lot of money right now too? Truck drivers. You're willing to be over-the-road truck driver? You're making huge money. You can get your CDL on weekends. So it's wild out there, and it's good to see some of the narrative around it all changing.